Damn, I was not trying to end my video. So you see, I bought all of this stuff and it was 300,000 rupiah. That is equivalent to almost, I mean, yeah, that's equivalent to maybe 12. It was actually like more like 270. Man, mental math. So it was probably more like $16, $15. Now, mind you, this was 100,010, 100, how do you even read numbers? 110,000 rupiah? That's embarrassing. I'm a tutor. What am I going to tell my kids when I'm like, I don't even know how to read this number. 100,000, 110,000, that's it, 110,000 rupiah. So if I would have just gotten all this other stuff, it would have been more like $10. So $10. So it was kind of like a dollar store, low key, type vibe. And the stuff is nice, I feel like maybe you could find this in the States for $1, but I liked it, okay? And I got alcohol. So I was just really happy with my purchases. And then, so when I was looking for the mall place, right? When I was looking for, okay. When I was looking for the massage place, I ran into, I don't really like this light on. When I was looking for the massage place, I was looking, I walked past this place that said vegetarian, and so I was like, I might as well eat there, because, I don't know, why not, type vibe. When I was in Singapore, I was surprised that a lot of the places, like a lot of the meals had meat, but I'm realizing Singapore is like very bougie. So I think that that's why they had so much meat in their food. And then like I have breakfast at my villa, and then like none of the options said meat. So I'm hoping, it's probably more normal to have vegetarian options here. I haven't even really tried any restaurants or anything. I just got here yesterday, so tomorrow I'll probably just go somewhere that has like good ratings. But I got it was called a tempura burger. It was okay. It was interesting. It tasted very familiar. And the french fries really freaking good. And now that I turned off my light, you can't even see this, but I thought this shit was so fucking cute. So I asked them to pack up my french fries, because the language barrier, it's a challenge, but it's not that bad. A lot of people, specifically in the tourist areas, speak English, and if they don't, it's pretty, they know at least some, and you can always point. So I haven't really had a huge problem with it, but when I was at the restaurant, it was a little hard to order. And then I was like, does it come with fries? And she didn't really understand what I was saying. I was like, can I get a side of fries? So then she got me a whole extra side of fries on top of my burger with fries. So, that was unnecessary, but now I have fries. So apparently it was pretty necessary. And then I was like, yes, I need ketchup. And then they wrapped it in this freaking leaf. And I've heard that some Asian countries do this where like they'll make packaging out of leaves. And I was just so amazed. Like she was like, okay, we'll wrap it up for you. I was like, oh, sure, thanks. Oh, I just had to bite one fry, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, those fries were really good. And so yeah, and the view was cool too from there. I really liked it. I mean, my burger was fine, but I really enjoyed having lunch there. And then I left there, and then I was like, what was I doing? Because I was like undecisive. Oh, yeah. I was like, okay, I'm just going to start walking towards my villa. I wanted to go to an art museum, but then when I looked it up online, it said have US dollar sign, and then it said 4-2. Okay, so first off, when I looked up this art museum, I clicked on it through TripAdvisor, and then the language was in Indonesian. And then, so, I remember in Spanish class, like, my teacher would make us read articles in Spanish, so she would have us type in .es. And then I saw at the end of the link, it said .in, so I just deleted it. But then it put my browser was in Spanish. And I used to have my phone in Spanish so I could practice, but I turned that off, specifically for when I'm here, so I don't have to struggle while I'm already struggling with this other language barrier. So I don't know why the article translated to Spanish. And then, so, I was like trying to buy tickets. It said boletas. And then, so I clicked it and I was trying to buy it. But then it said cash US dollar sign 45 period 516 comma 29. So in US dollars, usually to indicate like $50,000, you would use a comma. But when it showed me the ticket for the price for the ticket, it showed me a period, which some countries do that. Like, they switch it around. They use the period instead of a comma. But I was just so confused. And then I was like $45,000. And I was like, maybe they mean like $45. And I was like, that's a lot of money. Like, do I really want to go that bad? But then the reviews were really good. So I was like, fuck it, I'll go. But I'm not gonna buy it on this website. I'd rather just walk up, and if I can't go today, I'll try to go tomorrow. Because I was like, that just doesn't make any sense, and I can't even read this language for real. I mean, I could read it a lot more than I could in Indonesian, but I was just like, I'm not gonna buy it on this website. So I'm walking over there, and then it starts to rain a little bit, and I'm like, ooh, it's raining, it's hot, that's crazy. And then I see this coconut ice cream shop, and I was like, when in Rome, because they have hella coconuts here. So a lot of the offerings and stuff, they put coconut in it. They make a lot of coconut oil here. It's just a huge thing, right? So I was like, this shit is gonna smack. It's literally just a coconut ice cream parlor. So it has to be amazing if they have a whole parlor dedicated to it. And I went in there, I got one scoop for 30,000 rupiah. That shit was good as fuck, okay? Like, that ass. It was really good. I don't love coconut ice cream, so that junk was just really good. And then I don't know for sure what they put on top of it. I know they put roasted coconut. That roasted coconut was so freaking good. And then he put this sugar. I'm guessing it was coconut sugar or something, because it didn't have a super strong taste to it, but it was super good. And I was just surprised at how much I liked it, because I don't like coconut. But I was like, I already knew it was gonna be good. And then so it really wasn't ever raining. It was sprinkling. And then the sprinkling eventually stopped. And I'm walking towards the art museum. And then the art museum is on the side of the road. I'm like, where am I even going? But then I go in there, and then they're like, it's 100,000 rupiah, which is $6. That's not bad. It's actually amazing. Okay, it's amazing how these experiences all just cost me $7. And I'm very grateful to be here, and I'm having an amazing time. But yeah, so I get to the art museum, and it's huge. Okay, it's a lot of it is landscaping, and I'm just kind of looking around. They're trying to explain the map to me, and I'm like, okay, thank you. Yeah, I have such trouble with deciphering words. Is that even the word? With like understanding words. Like even when people that speak English and I'm in America just talking to my friends, I struggle deeply understanding what they're saying. I don't know why. It's not exactly like the decimal volume. I don't think, like maybe I'm hard of hearing, but it's really just understanding like the different words and what they're trying to say. Sometimes I just really can't put it together. And I just like, okay, yeah. So here, where they have like a different accent from me, and then some people, they don't speak English as much. It is so hard. So I just be like, yeah. I'm not shit. I know. But anyway, yeah. So they're trying to explain the map to me. I can't believe I've been talking this long. This is crazy. I really should just journaled. It's okay. I'm having a great time. So I go to the museum. It was incredible. It was just so amazing. I really loved it. And I feel kind of bad because it said don't take photos, don't vape in here, and don't touch anything. I definitely took photos, okay? At least I didn't do the other two, you know? Can't all be perfect, you're right? It was so beautiful. The first exhibit that I went to was like modern art. And I had never seen like so much Asian art showcased in one place. Like in the States, when I go to art museums, it'll be like one little like exhibit, one little room. It was phenomenal. And I really don't know a lot about Indonesian culture, but I really sincerely feel like I learned so much. And I'm so happy I went there because, walking around, I could kind of get a feel for the vibes. But going in there, it was just completely a whole other thing. And it was just so beautiful, and there was just so much different styles. I really don't know fancy bougie art language, but I could just say it was amazing and phenomenal. I'm just very touching and very beautiful, and I just really loved it there. So I went into the first exhibit, and I was like, oh, this is pretty dope, right? I only had like 3 hours until it closed. I was like, this is pretty dope. And then I went outside, and then I'm like trying to figure out. I'm like walking pretty fast, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, where's the other place? And I'm trying to look at the map and like look. And then the guy was like, this guy, my friend Francois, he was like, hey, come. He was like, hey, come here. And then I was like, yes. And he was like, look at this garden. And then I looked, I was like, damn, bro, this shit is pretty fucking hard. Like, it's very beautiful. And he was like, okay. And he was like, yeah, so many people come here and they're just rushing through to see the art. But what's really in there is just a reflection of what's out here. And it's just so beautiful out here. And he's just telling you how much he loves it. And he's like, okay, now close your eyes and listen. Now slowly open them. And you're just so present, and it's so amazing. And you just get to see the art. This is the art. And that garden was very, very beautiful. Definitely just giving like the majestic Bali vibe I could only really ever imagine. And, because I try not to have that standard in my head because, a country is a country. Everywhere has its flaws. But that moment was just, everywhere has its flaws, but the present is very perfect. Like, even right now, that's a belief I have. When you're present and you can just feel the moment, and it is peace. Like, right now, like, it is very peaceful in here, and I'm very grateful to be here right now. And I was incredibly, spectacularly grateful to be in that garden, seeing all that art right then, right there. Because like I said, those paintings were so incredible. Um, but then when I was talking to the guy and he was like, look at this garden, because I love nature, but I was rushed. I'm not gonna lie. I was probably acting hella like those tours he was talking about, just kind of like rushing through, trying to figure out where to go next. But I was just like, damn, like it is beautiful as fuck out here. And it was like a little bit overwhelming. I almost wanted to cry because it was just so beautiful. And he was just like, look, like just chill, like look. And that shit was amazing. And I'm so happy he said that to me. And then he's like, yeah, like look over here, like that's art too. You see the way he was so sweet. Later he was like, look, because there was a painter there. He was literally like creating art outside of the art museum. It was so cool. And you could just watch him like create, right? He stepped away to go somewhere or something. And then we were like standing up and he was like, come here, like look at this. And then like the shadow of the trees were like overlapping with like the sketches of the bottom, like he was filling out the bottom of the canvas, and then the shadow of the trees were like slightly overlapping from the bottom, and he was like, look, it's a living art. And then he just kept saying that, like, it's living art, everything is living art. And I was like, I need to make a song called Living Art, because facts, like it is very much living art. And then he was trying to show me this bird. He was like, it's so beautiful, it's on top of the tree. I could not find it. He's like, and then like I literally stood. He was like, you have to stand to see it. I stood up, still couldn't see it. I never saw the bird. It's okay. But yeah, that was just incredible. And he was telling me a little bit about his life. It was really cool. And I'm very grateful to have met him. So yeah, that was awesome. So then he was like, do you want any water or anything? I was like, yes, please. And then we just sat and talked for a little bit. He was like, oh, and then he was like, if you want to see the rest of the exhibit, you should probably, go. And then so I got up to see the rest of the exhibit. And then the second part was like traditional Indonesian art. And that was also very freaking beautiful. And I really loved it. And that was where I felt I had learned a lot more about their culture. I kind of wish I would have seen that one first, just because I don't know a lot about Indonesian culture. And the modern art was more, I feel like, commentary. Some of the stuff was very political, and I just would not understand it at all whatsoever. Or it could also have like religious or spiritual references. A lot of people here are Hindu, and I know a little bit about Hinduism, but not for real. And and what I do know is like from one or two internet videos I've seen, and a few like people growing up from school that were Hindu and who I would talk to. So I like my memory of it not very strong. So just kind of seeing the pictures and the art and like reading some of the stories. And the second exhibit gave me a lot more like understanding, and it was just really beautiful and incredible. And I love just learning. I just love how spiritual people are here. That's something I really just admire, and just dedicated and devoted. It's very beautiful, and I'm just so happy to be here. And yes, so after I did that, I can't believe I've been talking for 40 minutes. This is insane. After I did that, they're like, yeah, you get a complimentary drink at this restaurant that's all the way on the other side of the resort, because apparently the art museum also has like a fucking resort. And I'm low-key, no, I love my villa. My villa's perfect. But I'm like, this shit looks cool, no cap. I'm high-key probably gonna go back there tomorrow because I heard they're gonna have dancing and I really want to see that. But yeah, today, after I saw everything, They're like, you get a free drink. I walk all the way to the restaurant. It's like across this river. It was cool to see the river. And I'm over there and I'm like, can I get some alcohol? And they're like, bitch, that shit's not free. And then I'm like, never mind. Can I have a black tea? And then they gave me a black tea. When I tell you that shit was so fucking good, when I tell you that shit was so good, and I wonder how it tasted that good, because they gave me like a side glass of sugar. I'm like, did y'all brew it with sugar? Because how is it this good and sweet without there not being sugar in here? That doesn't make any sense. And then the sugar that they gave me was like a nectar. Like, it was like in a shot glass. It was so different. And then he gave me my drink. That's all I asked for. And then it was really good, right? I'm like drinking it. He's like, okay, I'm gonna go get your snack now. I was like, snack? And then they surprised me with this like dessert, I think. And it was okay. I didn't love it, I'm not gonna lie to you. But I don't know, it just had like a certain aftertaste. Or maybe it was I think it was like, it just had like a certain tang to it that it was just like would throw me off. But then when I would think about like, okay, do I actually like this or not? It was like fairly good. It kind of tasted a little bit, not even for real, but the inside texture reminded me of baklava or baklava, however you pronounce it. And the outside, like the inside was like mushy like that. I would guess it was like a coconut snack because, like I said, coconut is a very huge thing here. And it was sweet, and it also had like that grimy kind of texture. So I think it was coconut on the inside and then like sugar because it was brown or something. But the outside was like this green wrap, and it kind of gave like pancakey vibes, but I just did not like it for real. And I was like, I can't be rude, so I have to eat at least half of this. So, and they cut it like in half for me, so I ate one, and then I just took it like a big bite, and then I took a sip of my tea, and then I took another bite, and then I was like, okay, I'm done. And then the sun was starting to go down, and I didn't really want to be out and about walking around because I don't even know where I'm at. I don't know where I'm going. So I was like, I need to be in my villa by sundown. Then I skedaddle, and that was another, I think that was probably the second time today, a police officer helped me pass the street. When you're passing the street here, you just kind of, if nobody's helping you, you just kind of got to YOLO that shit. I did see this white man go like this today to pass the street. I might have to do that tomorrow. I just kind of like do a little jog. But yeah, after that, I came here and then I talked to my host here, the woman that is in charge of this villa. She's so sweet. I love her. And yeah, and then I took a shower. I was gonna go swim in the pool, do a little night swim, but bitch, there was a fucking bat. That was just too OD for me. And then I was like, should I try to call somebody? And then I was like, or I could just talk to myself. Or I was like, I was gonna write poetry in the pool. That was my plan. I was gonna write a little poetry. I was gonna drink a little, but I'm actually doing a tour really early in the morning. So I was like, I shouldn't drink. But I was gonna journal out there, vibe. And then I saw that bat, and I was like, I ain't about to play with no fucking bat. Watch me let it in. I just don't have time for that. So I just was like, never mind. And then I was like, what am I gonna do? And I was like, I'm gonna talk to myself. So yes, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And gracias a la diosa para este día asombroso y increíble and sublime. That's a word me and my friend Francois were learning today, because he was like, what does that mean? I was like, I don't know for real. I was like, but I kind of knew because I had the t-shirt Sublime, and then I looked it up one day and I knew it. I described it to him as indescribable and heavenly in a sense. When we looked it up, it said, shit, I like my definition better. But when we looked it up, it said something that is so beautiful, excellent, or grandeur that it inspires admiration or awe. So I would say my day was very sublime, and I'm very grateful, and it just inspires me to keep living it up out here, even if I'm spending hella money. But you know, today, that's also something else I want to think about. Today in total, I did all this stuff, and in US dollars, I spent, one. Ding ding. I think I left the house with like, what did I leave with? 7 or 6? Oh, yeah, no, I have a lot left. I left the house with like, I really wish I would have remembered. It'd be a lot of work to try to figure that shit out. I left the house. Okay, in all, I did all this shit today, right? I spent 500,000 rupiah. That is the equivalent of like $30. Isn't that incredibly insane? Yes, I had a meal, I got a massage, I gotta go to an art museum, and I went to the market to buy myself some snacks and some gifts for myself and my friend. I love it here. My Capricorn moon is just living it up because my rational mind, it'd be so hard. I'm like, Rachel, stop asking how much it is. Just do it if you want to. But it's so hard to do that. But everything being so affordable here, it's a lot easier to just be like, this is what I want to do. I'm going to do it. So I'm so happy to be here. And yeah, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And oh my God, I'm going on a tour tomorrow. So it's probably going to be even more amazing than this, if you can fathom that. Okay, if you can fathom. So yeah, I hope you have an amazing day. If I change my mind and post this, I hope you enjoy the content. But yeah, peace and love type shit. All right, bye.